It's January and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, it's a new year. How about a new you? Welcome to the January edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Looking back at 2024, you invested a lot of your time in the library services, resources, and programs. The final statistics for the annual report are coming in now, but I can confidently say that numbers are up. Output measures reflect a steady increase in library visits, circulation, computer use, programming, outreach visits, and meeting room use. You even brought in more socks for the annual Sock It To Me campaign. The library also achieved two big milestones this year. First on the list is the completion of the Archives Annex building located adjacent to the Scotlandville Branch Library. This was followed by the temporary move into the annex so that we can begin the Scotlandville Branch's major expansion and renovation project. You can follow that project on the info guide on our website. And speaking of websites, we launched the new library website on December 10th. We built the new site with input from the public, and while it's still a work in progress, the response has been great. This is basically phase one of our online library. The catalog will be upgraded next. What were the hot books for 2024? The Exchange and Camino Ghost by John Grisham, The Women by Kristen Hanna, The Edge by David Baldacci, and of course, Bridgerton. Anything by James Patterson, and for the younger set, all things Wimpy Kids, Rick Riordan, and Dogman. The library is partnering with LPB to bring you an Indie Lens pop-up screening of their new film, Free for All, The Public Library. This special premiere takes place on Saturday, January 18th at the main library here at Goodwood. Abe Lincoln will be visiting libraries soon too, all free of course. And since it's a new year, how about some resolutions? Be proactive about your health and wellness. Attend programs and participate in wellness activities throughout the library system. Start a Hive class regimen. Pay attention to your blood pressure. Organize your stuff and your life. Delve into a new skill, whether for a hobby in Udemy, Craftsy, or Creative Bug, or pick up an instrument and learn to play music through ArtistWorks. Improve your workforce skills too. LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, and Gale courses are on demand, ready when you are. Or make an appointment to put on the Oculus headset and dive into vocational training. Visit the Career Center to update your resume and plan your job-seeking strategy. Or meet with a business librarian to chart out your business plan. Get STEMmy, learn to code. We have programs for every age. Or dig into our interactive science platform online. Or maybe check out microscopes and explore the world around you. Now, when families meet over the holidays, talk often turns to family history. If you haven't started work on your family tree, resolve to visit the Special Collections room at the main library, where staff will help you get started. And why not put pen to paper as we roll out some wonderful new programs for adults who want to develop their writing skills? It's been 3 years since the library's children's services staff created the Press Start, Ready, Set, Read initiative. They've made it all the way through the alphabet, and they hit all the key concepts that any child needs to master to be truly kindergarten ready. So now, all of the Press Start, Ready, Set, Read resources are ready for a reset. Each children's services staff will have the revised packets beginning with the letter A. It's been designed to let you start whenever you're ready and move at your own pace. So whatever your interest, the library is sure to have resources and programs that will help you along the way. Check us out at ebrpl.com.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and Lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
For every kind of service or resource that the library offers in the real world, we also try to offer something to parallel it in the digital library. So since our early learning stations for the little guys have proven to be so popular, we searched for a companion service that parents could access remotely from home. And we found it in a new resource called ABC Mouse. It's time to find out more in the digital download.
The multi-award-winning ABC Mouse Early Learning Academy offers the most comprehensive online curriculum available for children ages 2 to 8, with more than 10,000 learning activities in reading and language arts, math, science, social studies, art and music. These activities include more than 2,000 STEM and over 1,200 Spanish language learning activities. You'll find educational games, puzzles, art activities, poems, songs, music videos, science videos and more. Also, over 450 book titles can be accessed by age level, guided reading level or Lexile level. ABC Mouse is designed to help prepare young children for kindergarten and ensure third grade readiness. It is used in over 150,000 public school classrooms and by millions at home, including many thousands of families who use it for homeschooling. You can create individual profiles if you have more than one child, and there is a parent's profile to keep track of learning progress. Millions of ABC Mouse users have completed over 10 billion learning activities since 2010. It is the #1 online learning program for ages 2 to 8. To get an ABC Mouse account, you'll just need your library card. You'll find it in the digital library at ebrpl.com.
ABC Mouse fills a real niche in our programming arsenal. It's easy to use and helps introduce our young children to a digital landscape in a fun, educational, and safe way. Check it out. Let's shift gears now and go beyond the stacks.
Today we're at the main library and we have exhibits and music. We have theater performances and we have art displays that show some of the wonderful work that our students are doing within the district. We also have opportunities for parents to sign up if they like to have their children screened for having an exceptionality. So today is all about EBR and all things gifted and talented. So we have some elementary tables with activities, some acceleration and hands-on things. Like diagonal. The library has been a great partner with East Baton Rouge Parish School System. They've been very gracious every year to allow us to host this event and bring the community in, and the partnership is very valuable to us. So we service students in grades pre-K to 12, and we offer placement at a variety of schools. And so we have sites at elementary, middle, or high schools. So if you want to learn more about Gifted and Talented programs, you can visit our website at ebrgifted.org.
We love working with our local community partners to bring attention to all of the good things that are happening right here in East Baton Rouge Parish. Stay right there. After the break, Executive Library Director Katrina Stokes joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library believes that preparing children to enter kindergarten is good for us all. That's why we created Press Start, an early learning initiative that provides a free activity booklet every month that explores early literacy skills through play and interaction at home. Get a library card. Sign up for Press Start at ebrpl.com/kids.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
You're watching the January edition of the Library Roadshow. Everything you need to know about your local library system. Now, last February, Katrina Stokes joined us and took the helm as our Executive Library Director. All right, Katrina, it's been almost a year. What's been your experience in Baton Rouge?
Oh, wow. I've been all over the place. It's been amazing just getting to know the town. When I'm off the clock, I'm usually I was in my car riding around just checking out the city, seeing what was around. I'm always curious about new places, so it's been fun just getting to know the town in general.
Kind of learning it kinetically. All
exactly.
Right. What about your work with the library and our system here?
I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. I don't think my head's even stopped spinning just yet. But I mean, it's been amazing. It's an amazing system. I've had such a great time getting to know everybody, which again, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface even just getting to know everybody. I feel like I've come fairly far just in getting to know folks' names, particularly around the main library, but I do want to get out more and be able to visit the all the branches.
And there's a lot of depth and breadth, I know, to dig into. Are there some takeaways that you have based on your first year here in the Red Stick?
Honestly, it's just well, for someone like me, it's another move, you know.
Right, because you've been around the country and the world.
Absolutely.
Right?
So to me, it's just okay. We're here. Let's dig in and get started.
Any surprises?
Really, how much there is to do around here.
That's right. It's a great
so much
place.
Fun.
You can be busy every night of the week, and often for free or very low cost.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
that has been amazing. It really helped make the transition a lot easier for me too, just having something to do and having something to look forward to.
Yeah, we fill your life here. All right, now we have some very exciting announcements with our infrastructure, which is something that you've dug into since you arrived. And of course, the most obvious thing to our patrons is the fact that we dragged our website into the 21st century in December and have that new website. But we have some other concrete infrastructure news that are pretty visible to the public in the north and the south part of the parish. What about those?
Oh man, the new library branch at South at Rouge is beautiful. It is coming along beautifully. I drove past it recently and was just taking a look at the lights. It's all lit up and it's absolutely beautiful. Where everybody's excited. Every person I've spoken to who lives in the area, they are thrilled and excited, and they just absolutely cannot wait for it to open.
Right, and that we'll have an announcement about that pretty soon. And then in the northern part of the parish, Scotlandville, it's that two-part plan.
Yes.
But we've completed part one, so it's really exciting.
Yes, the new annex, it's going to hold the overflow from the special collections, is finally complete, and we have moved in now to use it as a temporary site so we can give the Scotlandville branch a very much needed renovation.
I'm excited about that too.
Very much.
And of course, all the details are on the website because we share and share and share. What are you looking forward to in the future for 2025?
Just again, digging in and learning this library system even more in depth. Like I said, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface here, but I'm becoming more confident in being able to speak about what's going on, specifically with areas of construction and renovation, which is something that I really did not have a whole lot of experience on before.
Well, you're getting it now.
In spades.
So, that's great. So 85 years and counting. I'm looking forward to a great new year. Thanks, Katrina.
Thank you.
After the break, local history and author Athena Scott. All that and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow.
Free entertainment is good for us all. That's why we make ebooks and audiobooks available through the Libby app. Get a library card. Get free entertainment at ebrpl.com/digital library.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back to the January edition of the Library Roadshow. My next guest is a local author and artist. Athena Scott first put pen to paper when she was just 12 years old. Her passion for art and authorship took her on a lifelong journey into the world of fantasy fiction. Athena joins me now by phone. Athena, how did you really get your start as an author?
Honestly, it just kind of happened. I've been interested in art and storytelling from a young age, and I started to get serious about it in my early teens. I was very fortunate to have support from my family as well as access to specialized writing education in high school. I just kept drawing and writing as much as I could, and eventually my series On the Throne of Dreams was born, being published online as a webcomic.
What's On the Throne of Dreams about?
Story centers around Destiny, Phelan, and Milia, the futures of Dreamlandine, who are beginning to struggle with their lives as communicators, those who live in both the real world and the fantasy world. And when the night, a force of grief and anxiety, comes to their hearts, they begin to feel a heavy sense of unease in both worlds. Guided by their kind mentor, London, they begin a journey to find the answer to the communicator's question: how does one live in both fantasy and reality?
What inspired you to write?
Well, On the Throne of Dreams was initially a sort of vent project. I had started it as a way of processing my experiences with, at the time, undiagnosed autism and with maladaptive daydreaming, a psychological phenomenon which consists of intense, vivid daydreaming that disrupts a person's life. I hadn't initially planned to develop it into an entire comic series, but over time, I realized that sharing it might be comforting to others with similar struggles. And looking back on that time, I was right.
What advice would you give to an aspiring author?
First of all, know that writing takes time, and that's okay. Creating an entire world on paper takes patience. Trust the process. Second, you will always be learning more. Storytelling takes an open mind, a willingness to listen, and the ability to research and continually update your understanding of the world around you. And third, you need to have the audacity to try. Get that story on paper, even if you worry it'll be bad. Seek out and learn to take criticism, even if you're scared. And look for and take opportunities to share your work. Submit and apply to publications and events. The worst you can be told is no. Sharing your art is probably the most terrifying thing a creative person can do. But if you can get the courage to do it, it is also the most rewarding thing.
How can our viewers learn more about you?
Y'all can see my work on my website, athenascott.weebly.com, and get more insight into my process on my Instagram at Athena the Storyteller. The full first graphic novel of On the Throne of Dreams is available at athenascott.bigcartel.com.
You're an inspiration, Athena. Thanks for spending time with us to share your work. Now, the work we do with our regional partners often gets national attention, and sometimes that leads to national attention for your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System.
We are here in the library because StoryCorps is here, and we're very excited to have brought it here to Baton Rouge, and it's going to be collecting stories, personally meaningful stories from people here. They sign up for it, go in, it takes about 40 minutes or so, and then they come out with these amazing stories which get edited and brought around, and some of them will be aired nationally across the country. And then some of them we're going to use for a local version that we're going to air on WRKF after everything gets recorded. And we're really looking forward to seeing what we get.
It's so important to have the perspectives of different people coming in. And I think it's easy for us to, you know, especially nowadays, to judge people before we really meet them. There's a moment in every story where you could connect to someone. Whether you are diametrically opposed to what they believe in, whether you come from a completely different background, there's always going to be something that brings you closer to them. And I think until you hear someone's story, it's really hard to understand them. And yeah, it just helps us connect a lot more, I think, as people and learn and grow. And it's impossible to choose just one. I think in every story that you hear, you have moments that really speak to you. And I think that's what's really special about it. StoryCorps is an oral history nonprofit. We're connected to NPR and PBS. That's how a lot of people know us. We're actually the largest collection of human voices archived to date. So people from Baton Rouge right now, but from all over, wherever the mobile tour goes and our other teams go, they record with us and they join our online archive, and they go to the American Folklife Center and the Library of Congress and join our huge collection that we have digitally and physically.
Yeah, well, the library is, of course, is a great community resource and a community hub where people come together, and that's a great place to find that intersection of folks and great stories. And so the library was a natural place to do this, and we're very proud, very happy to be partnering with the library to be able to do that.
If they want to listen, they can go on to our archive. I believe it's archive.storycorps.org. There you'll find our entire collection. And, you know, a select few of those will be sent from these local stops. Will be sent to local public radio, so Baton Rouge local public radio, as well as New Orleans local public radio. But if you want to find our whole collection, you can find it on our website.
The library is committed to helping you preserve your own oral history. Staff in Special Collections present free workshops each year for people who are just starting to capture their family's memories. And we've already archived hundreds of oral histories in the digital library. Find out more by visiting the Baton Rouge Room's info guide on the new website. Stay right there. You're watching the Library Roadshow.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library believes that making things is good for us all. That's why we have maker spaces at 4 locations and a 3D printing service at the main library. The maker spaces have a variety of tools and equipment to enable both creative and practical projects. This includes 3D printers, sewing machines, audio-visual gear, and much more. Get a library card. Get free access to makerspaces at ebrpl.com/makerspaces.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Free entertainment is good for us all. That's why we make ebooks and audiobooks available through the Libby app. Get a library card. Get free entertainment at ebrpl.com/digital library.
You're watching the January edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Now, I've always loved games because they really help keep the little gray cells working. We've used games as a form of stealth learning with young students for years. But why do the kids get to have all the fun? The Grown-Up Gaming League says otherwise.
We are at the Bluebonnet Library today, and the event is the Grown-Up Gaming League's Tabletop Role-Playing Game Saturdays.
Now they're in the temple.
We play games 6 times a month. We have a virtual night, and then every Wednesday night is live here at 6 p.m. It's organic, and there is some decision paralysis when we first start at 6 o'clock, and they finally make a decision, and they all decide what to play. And the Bluebonnet Library has a closet full of games. We have about 370 board games. Today it's tabletop role-playing games, and that's like Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Starfinder, Call of Cthulhu, Fate. We run the whole gamut of games here. But the most popular are Dungeons & Dragons, of course.
One makes it, one fails.
Okay, so let's do light example again.
All right.
Well, we started Google in 2018, before COVID, and then COVID happened. But when we brought it back, when the libraries reopened, same people came back, brought more people. It was an instant. Well, I thought it was going to peter out and die, but it didn't, and it's even larger now than it has been. So, we tried to do some like Scrabble nights and things like, but the group here wasn't interested in that. They want more free-form choice. So they run their card games, their board games, their dice games. It's very diverse, and they don't seem to want to play the classic board games. Everything is pretty modern, like Tokyo Highway, Betrayal of House on the Hill. Social interaction games or social deduction games are a big hit here.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of reading in games, especially in the tabletop role-playing games. The books are quite large, and the rules are very deep, and it promotes literacy in that way.
I don't know his name.
Anyone who is 18 years and up can come in and enjoy this. We've allowed some people to bring their children, but they're adult children, so over 16, accompanied by adults.
A great way to not only try out new games before you buy them, but also a great way to meet other folks who might share the same affinity for critical thinking and puzzle solving via games of every type. And don't forget, you can check out games and family kits to play at home. We've got games geared for all ages, with everything from preschool silliness to classic board games to sophisticated world building. Check it out. And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/ebrpl. At the library, we're investing in you, so I want to know what New Year's resolution will you start work on? And how can the library help you achieve your goals? That's facebook.com/ebrpl. And while you're there, enjoy. We're not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in February? Mid-City Microcon. Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.